to talk about the person who influenced me in the way of humanitarian approach. It's APJ Abdul Kalam. He was 11th President of India and the Missile Man. He was born in Rameshwaram. He was also worked in ISRO and DRDO. He was my role model not because he achieved all the great things in his life and became the President of India. He is my role model because he dedicated his entire life to the country and its people, and especially for school children. He taught us to not fear the deadlines and targets. Everything is possible if we have the will to do it. In the way of humanitarian approach, he taught us to be unite and connect with people. Not only that, he also taught us to be humble. So now I'm concluding my words. Thank you.
Hello, I am Archana S of class 9th. Here I'm going to talk about a person who influenced me in the way of humanitarian approach, and that is Mother Teresa. Being a humanitarian means helping people who are suffering and saving lives anytime, any place in the world. Mother Teresa was a humanitarian. This means she did things to help out other people. Her entire life was fully devoted to helping poor and sick and the needy, the helpless people. She founded the order, the missionaries of charity, to look after abandoned babies and to help the poorest of the poor. Once saying that they lived like animals but die like an angel. In 1979, she received Nobel Peace Prize for her humanitarian work. She is the person who influenced me a lot and created an impact in my life. And she also becomes my role model. And with these words, I'm concluding my speech. Thank you. Hariom.
Hariom, I'm Nabil of class 9 and I am here going to talk about the person who influenced me in the way of humanitarian approach. It's Mahatma Gandhiji. Gandhiji helped free the Indian people from British rule through non-violent resistance and is honored by Indians as the father of the Indian nation. The Indian people called Gandhiji Mahatma, meaning great soul. Gandhi studied law in London and returned to India in 1891 to practice. Gandhi's ideal for human perfectibility was to attain a universal morality through non-violence. In his own words, he said, in the application of the method of non-violence, one must believe in the possibility of every person, however deprived, being reformed under human and skilled treatment. So, I'm concluding my words. Thank you.
I'm Sanub of class 9 and I'm going to tell about who inspired me in the way of humanitarian approach. It is Bhagat Singh. My lifetime hero is Bhagat Singh, the great Indian revolutionary. He was a great personality who inspired the Indians to fight against the British. He led the armed revolt of India against the British. Bhagat Singh was a hero of the early 20th century India independence movement. He was a vocal critic of British rule in India and was involved in two high-profile attacks on British authorities, one on a local police chief and the other on the Central Legislative Assembly in Delhi. Bhagat Singh is considered one of the foremost revolutionaries in India's struggle for freedom. He in many ways gave a direction and impetus to our freedom struggle through self-suffering sacrifice and strategic planning that eventually made him a hero amongst millions of Indians. Although a Sikh by birth, he shaved his beard and cut his hair to avoid being recognized and arrested for the killing. He managed to escape from Lahore to Calcutta. I am ending my message. Thank you and have a nice day.
Hi you, as today the World Humanitarian Day, I would like to talk about a person who influenced me. It is the world's famous footballer Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on 5th February 1985. As a child, he had a very poor life. His mother was a cook and his father was an alcoholic, but he loved football very much. He hard worked and succeeded in his life. His life shows us that hard work and determination can help us to reach success. Now he is world's one of the famous footballer and athlete. I am ending my topic now. Thank you and Hariom.
Hello, I am Atmas of class 9. I am going to talk about the person who influenced me in the way of humanity. It's Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was born on 18 July 1918, the former president of South Africa. Nelson Mandela was a determined digital responsible person in which by Mandela was the best role model as he not only stopped oppressed but proved the blacks had to have equal rights to their whites. Are stuck on the world. 67 years in service of humanity. Nelson Mandela devoted his life to the service of humanity as a human rights lawyer and professional of consular international period and the first democratically elected president of a free South Africa. I am ending my speech. Thank you. Have a nice day.
I'm Shreya, here to talk about a person who inspired me a lot, APJ Abdul Kalam. APJ Abdul Kalam was a noble man who taught the young of India to dream big. He said dream is not that you see in sleep. Dream is something that does not let you to sleep. He was a scientist, president of our country. Above all, he was a great human being. His greatest contribution to India was inspiring the children to dream big. No one can achieve easily living in the hearts of people, but APJ did and he will continue to live in our hearts. Thank you.
Hello, it's my pleasure to speak about the topic, the real personality. In this materialistic world, humanity counts a lot. Today, I would like to speak about a person who did complete justice to her profession and society. Yes, the person who inspired me, Sister Lini, a 30-year-old nurse who died by affecting the deadly Nipah virus. She was affected by the virus while she was treating a family of 3 who had been diagnosed by the virus. After a few days, she realized that she was experiencing the similar symptoms of the virus. She admitted herself in the hospital and asked to be quarantined. She was wearing an oxygen mask as her oxygen levels were low, but no one could help her save from this deadly disease. She realized that she was dying. At that time, she wrote a letter to her husband, which was heart-touching. She said that she would not be able to see him again and asked him to raise their children well. It was a deep concern of a mother and a wife. She died the very next morning. Lini's body was not handed over to the family to prevent the infection from further spreading. She was cremated under official supervision. She was awarded the Florence Nightingale Award, which was handed over to Lini's husband Sajish in 2019 and 10. Today, as we all know that we are going through a pandemic, we are safe because there are so many medical practitioners who are fighting in the battle. Salute to all warriors. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Rishma of class 11. I'm here to talk about a person who inspired me a lot. She's Mother Teresa. She was so caring in her entire life. She was a religious woman. Her father was a businessman and her mother was a housewife. She grew up as a beautiful lady, but she never wished to get married. She decided to become a nun when she was 12 years old. She served the whole mankind with love. She helped the poor and needy people till her last breath. And I think we should all take inspiration from her good deeds in life and try to help people to make this world a better place. Thank you.
Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope up with it. Mahatma Gandhi. Hello, Humanitarian of the World INC. The Mahatma Gandhi, the Humanitarian Hall of Fame medal, named for one of the greatest humanitarian of our era. Mahatma Gandhi, this medal is the highest medal of Humanitarian of the World INC, presented annually to someone else who has contributed his or her time and money to give humanity on a continuous basis. The reason behind I choose Mahatma Gandhi is that he became one of the most respected spiritual and political leaders in the 20th century. Gandhiji helped to free the Indian people from British rule through non-violent resistance that has is honored by Indians as the father of Indian nation. He developed a method of action He believed that the way people have is most important than what they have. Satyagraha promoted non-violence and civil disobedience as the most appropriate method for obtaining political and social goals. In 1950, Gandhiji returned to India from South Africa. Then, within 15 years, he became the leader of Indian nationalism. Thank you.
Hariom. There are many humanitarians in the history of the world. Out of the blue, Mother Teresa stood in that crowd of people. She is a lady of great caliber who spends a whole life serving the poor and needful people. Although she was not an Indian, still she came to India to help its people. And I have learned from her that do not wait for leaders, do it alone, person to person. Be faithful in small things because it is in them that your strength lies. If you are humble, nothing will touch you. Either praise, neither disgrace, because you know what you are. By Mother Teresa. Thank you.
His personality who touched my heart is Nelson Mandela. Being in prison for more than 2 decades would have broken most people, but not Nelson Mandela. Apart from being the first person of black to become the president of South Africa, he was also credited for ending the apartheid. For those who didn't know what apartheid is the term used for national segregation policy that enforced for decades in South Africa. Throughout his term, he worked hard to achieve national unity. After all, he could have easily taken revenge on the presidency. Instead, he chose to adopt a policy of reconciliation. It signifies his ability in a country that was racial conflict. It was the first step to change. This is the reason that the greatest personality of Nelson Mandela. His words and actions have inspired and continue to inspire people from all countries.
Hariom, as a part of Humanitarian Day, I would like to talk about Gandhiji's humanitarian approach. The way he ever protest, the last time we expect is for to be peaceful, but Gandhiji showed the world that acts cannot be done without violence. Over in Western India, Gandhi lived at a time when the country was under British rule. As a lawyer, he campaigned for civil rights through non-violence method, something that was which not at that time. As a from excessive tax, he also campaigned for women's rights, religious tolerance, and also for national independence. To convince people to his cause, his family's lawyers spoke with India's law code, believing that he only wanted traditions of both artists became a symbol of his independence with India's rural poor. But what really carved his name in annals of history was the Dandi's Hot March. The 24-day march covered over 240 miles. It sparked massive movement all over the country, which eventually led to country's independence. Gandhiji was also known for doing unrest, which greatly affected himself. His efforts sparked movement for civil rights and freedom around the world. Thank you.
Hariom, I'm Nandana Krishna of class 12. I choose Mother Teresa as my favorite personality. She is my inspiration because all her life was dedicated for the people who were really poor, sick, and were really needed for help.
The first miracle was recognized when a 30-year-old woman was cured of stomach tumor after praying to Mother Teresa. The Vatican declared it as a miracle after finding no scientific explanation for her curing. Now, her second miracle was recognized in 2015 when a Brazilian man was cured of multiple brain abscess after praying to Mother Teresa. All those things happened only because of her divinity. So, the people announced